right, so apparently I seen on Ring Magazine on X that Triple G is being inducted into um the Hall of Fame with Antonio Tarver and Nigel Benn, which in all is considered controversial in my opinion, right? Um I feel like all those are controversial. I love Antonio Tarver. Um he did beat Roy, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why part of it, like he is part of it, because he did whoop on Roy or whatever. But it is what it is, right? So it says Gennady Golovkin, Nigel Benn, Antonio Tarver will be inducted into the International Box Hall of Fame, right? So I don't know if they had inside information, but let's see if we can pull this up. So yes, up in Syracuse, they announced it. It says Gennady Golovkin, who dominated the middleweight division for a decade, leads the class of 2026 inductees to the International Box Hall of Fame. Antonio Tarver, Nigel Benn in the men's modern category, Naiko Fujiko, Jackie Nava in the women's modern category, trainer and cutman Russ Anber. I hope I said that, Anber. Referee Frank Cappuccino, and trainer and cutman Jimmy Glenn, and physician Edwin Flip Holman Sky, whatever. In the nine participant category, journalist Kevin Aioli and broadcaster Alex Walu. In the observer category, Jimmy Clabby, and old timer category. So it's June 11th through 14th. Yeah, this is where the Hall of Fame has died for me at. It died right on this hill. Before I dig into Triple G, no Diddy. I don't even think Nigel Benn should be a Hall of Famer, to be honest with you. I mean, what is he known for? You know, his fights with Chris Eubanks and what he did to what was my man's name? What he did to Gerald McClellan. I mean, I don't even think he ever came overseas and did shit. Yeah, I said before, the bar is set so low, bro. You know, the bar is set so low, bro. He started his career in 87. So almost went to 10 years. You know, that's a blessing to go that long. 9. Lost to Steve Collins late in his career. Is this the same? This can't be the same guy. That's a different Delani member. So that can't be the same motherfucker that's still fighting. You know, this was his highlight, was this Gerald McClellan victory, which most people think he got the victory due to the damage that Julian Jackson did. I believe Gerald McClellan actually fought Julian Jackson 2 times. I think he fought him 2 times. 2 times. Yep. And stopped him. You know, he was a fucking machine at the time. Julian Jackson. He was knocking out everything that was moving. You know, he had a split draw with Eubanks. I mean, he never came over here. He even went to Mexico and had a fight. But, you know, lost to Eubanks early in his career at 60. Ran from James Toney. Ran from Roy Jones Jr. And some people might say, well, they ran from him because he fought Reggie Miller? Stop playing, nigga. He fought Reggie Miller for 3. You know, some people thought that you know, Roy and them refused to come overseas because of what happened to, I think, in the Seoul Korea games where Roy got robbed. You know, for the most part, his accolades were none. According to here, they usually list all the accolades here. I mean, it was 48 fights, 42 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws. I don't think Steve Collins in the Hall of Fame either. Commonwealth middleweight champion. He was a WBO champion. I don't even think it was observed as a title then. Obviously, it wasn't. I think in 2008 or 4, somewhere in there, 6, it became, you know, a real title. You know, being fake WBO champion, after being knocked down in the second round, being recovered, Floyd DeWitt. His first defense was 1990 against former WC champion Iran Barkley. He was the WC super middleweight champion. I believe he took that belt. One of them belts I feel like he took from Gerald McClellan. or maybe McClendon was moving up to challenge his belt. Excuse my language on that one. Excuse me. Uh, you know, he beat McClendon. I mean, if you don't know the history, he sustained, catastrophic, life-altering injuries. I mean, they have a documentary on it. I've seen it. This was a shining moment, him stopping Jerry McClendon. Other than that, in my opinion, that motherfucker wasn't no Hall of Famer, bro. Yeah, he wasn't no Hall of Famer, bro. Let's keep it real. This is a fucking sympathy Hall of Fame. If he was a Hall of Famer, why the fuck wait till he retired in 96, 2000s, 2006, 16, damn near 30 years to get in the Hall of Fame. It take you that long to get in the Hall of Fame, man. You ain't no Hall of Famer, bro. And that's just the way I feel. And then we could talk about Antonio Tarver. That's my man right here, 100 grand, my Florida man. I was a big Tarver fan, especially on the mic. When he knocked out Roy, I wanted to beat his ass, but I like Tarver. Great actor. Should have stayed acting, in my opinion. Him and Jose Benavidez Jr. You look at Tarver, had some controversy in his career with Peds. Chad Dawson, he was part of that division that Chad Dawson packed all them old niggas up. Him, Glenn, what was Glenn, the brother from Miami? I always forget his name. Glenn Johnson. He packed all them niggas up. Thomas Adamick. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Chad Dawson got a better chance at Hall of Fame than he do. He packed all them niggas up. Real talk. I think he packed Adamick up when Floyd Senior was his trainer. Yeah, he packed all them niggas up. Thomas Adamick. Chad Dawson just didn't have that dog in him, that extra gear. Had all the talent in the world, bro. Thomas Adamick, Glenn Johnson, Antonio Tarver twice. He cleaned the division up. Post Roy, it was his shit. He cleaned all, and then he, fought John Pass. I don't want to get into anything about him. But hey, yeah, Chad packed his ass up too. I remember that all them old niggas got packed up. He lost to Hopkins. Well, Hopkins naturally fought at 68. That's his debut, but it was known for him jumping up 2 weight classes, beat up Glenn Johnson, had a split draw at Glenn. That's after he beat Roy. It's a great question. I mean, he won all these belts from Roy. WBC light heavyweight champion, or the WBF, the WBC, the IBO. That motherfucker didn't have a real belt. Yeah, he beat Roy just for the WBC. Them other belts, you know what I'm saying? I don't think a couple of them motherfuckers around no more. Then whatever happened with his WBC belt, I don't remember. Glenn Johnson, he lost to him, got it back. They don't recognize the WBA, so excuse my French. They don't recognize the IBA. Last was seen in 2018 with Adi Alvarez and Sergey Kovalev. Beat Montel Griffin, that's a good win. Before getting to Roy, lost to Roy. I think he legit lost to Roy. Got his get back. Big lost to Glenn Johnson, beat Roy in the third fight. I don't know how the fuck Roy came back. Lost to Bernard. And then, for the most part after that, he wasn't shit crack-a-lacking at all. But yeah, I mean, kind of a late starter in boxing compared to his age, went up to heavyweight. I mean, great contributor as far as great contributor. So he started professional as 28. I told y'all. Great contributor as far as what he brings to the microphone, in my opinion. He fought Montel Griffin, former champion. When he fought Roy, what did Roy 2? What the WBC title? WBC title. So yeah, didn't mention the WBA, so they just fought for the WBC. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I would say he probably got a better case to be in the Hall of Fame than his 2 counterparts that he going in with. And you start talking about Triple G, he ain't no fucking Hall of Fame. He beat absolutely nobody. He beat Danny Jacobs, and he didn't even beat that. This is where I'm done with the Hall of Fame, man. Even Nigel Benn and Tarver, I mean, it is what it is, right? I feel like he got a better case than both of them if we being real. I mean, this dude's whole career was ducking and dodging niggas, man, whether it was Arthur Abraham and somehow didn't get that fight. He was in Germany. Felix Sturm didn't get that fight. All them was in Germany. He was in Germany fighting. He fought Kassim Uma. Kassim Uma was giving him some work in that fight. You can tell until he stopped him. 86, 85, 87, 84, 86, 85. You won't see the Reggie WBA because they don't realize it. And at the time, Kassim Uma is what? Um, you see him. He lost a lot of fights later in his career. But was the Triple G fight the last? Triple G right here. So before he fought Triple G, you know what I'm saying? He lost to Gabriel Rosado before that fight. He had a bunch. He lost to Jermaine Taylor. He beat Sewell Powell, who had a great fight, a couple great fights with K9, Cornelius King Bunridge. He beat Marco Antonio Rubio. Y'all remember him? He was the Mexican fighter with the pigment skin. He beat, so really he wasn't a household name, but Kassim Uma, he had been there with some guys. He was cooking Triple G until Triple G stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Proska, that was his HBO debut. You know what I'm saying? Gabriel Rosado, Nishida, Matthew Macklin, for the most part. I mean, he beat nobody. Curtis Stevens, who they had to pay to be ranked. Adama. And people would say, well, Sergio Martinez didn't duck him. Martinez was sitting there trying to find people to fight at the middleweight division. He was trying to find people to fight, and Triple G was hiding until he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and hurt his knee. Then Triple G wanted to fight. When he was out there beating up Kelly Pavlik, knocking out fucking Paul Williams, beating up Matthew Macklin, even when he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he didn't want to fight him. It wasn't until he fought Martin Murray in Argentina and it rained, and it was apparent that Sergio knee was done because he hurt his knee because Chavez came in heavy. And once he started limping, then that's when you seen Cotto start knocking at the door, and Cotto got the title, went back down. People said he dug Triple G. Like I said, Triple G could have been tried to fight Sergio Martinez. He didn't believe in himself. He didn't fight, so I debunked that right then and there. He did fight Martin Murray, 111, beat Marco Antonio Rubio, somebody that Kassim Uma had beat years before him, beat Willie Monroe, beat David Lemieux, Dominic Wade, Kell Brook jumped up a couple weight classes. Daniel Jacobs, that was a fucking robbery. They robbed him, didn't even beat him. Had a draw with Canelo. Some people would say that's his claim to Hall of Fame, was a debatable. I feel like Canelo did win that fight. Fought Vanez Monterosian, rest in peace to him. Rest in power to Vanez. Saul, he lost to Canelo legit, beat Steve Rose, really robbed Sergey Derevchenko, Kamil Zamata, Ryota Murata, and lost to Canelo in one of the worst trilogies I've ever seen. Talking about the third fight, that shit was trash. Ultimately, his best win out of all of these, his best legit win was probably Kell Brook. It's not a Hall of Famer. It's not a Hall of Famer, bro. Didn't move up, look for the best challenges. He sat there, cherry picked. He's a fucking bum. They put him in the Hall of Fame, which is crazy to me. But hey, it is what it is, or it is what it ain't. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Everything inside the link tree. Peace.